Today, I've got a bit of a strange video for you, but I think it's probably one of the best I've done yet. Now, solos is one of the hardest modes in Warzone, without a doubt, and the reason for that is because there are so many different things that you have to think about at the same time in order to try and get some success in a solo experience. And in this video today, I'm literally going to talk through every second of gameplay and everything that I'm thinking about entirely unedited to show you how I successfully managed a solos win. If you're somebody who's trying to get better at Warzone, this will give you an insight into what somebody who plays the game daily as a job thinks about when they approach situations. Now, I'm not claiming to be the best player in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but I am a high skill player and I am up there, and these are the thought processes that I go through when I play this game. That is really unfortunate for him. If he had closed both doors, so like if he had closed the top door and the bottom door, I wouldn't have known he was in here. But because he closed the bottom door and not the top and left that wide open, I knew he was in it. I'm going to try and explain as much as my thinking as possible this round, just to let you guys kind of know what I'm doing. I land here quite a lot because it's just infinite loot. I'm currently quite weary that this is quite a large building, so there probably are still people kicking around. There we go. Sometimes it's almost... my genius is frightening. And there's probably more than that, if I'm being perfectly frank. That entire separate building across the way is probably out of UAV range right now, so there's a good chance there's a player in that building and I still wouldn't have information on them. I need to be kind of rapid about getting my loadie here because this is obviously a very popular regain location. There's somebody in front of me. I've just had a footstep. Gotta watch the ceiling light as well. That could have just been the wood creaking. Oh, it might have been the wood creaking. Okay, we're good. Better to be careful than not careful. Gonna pop it up on the roof. I've put it inside so that the smoke doesn't get visible to anybody outside. Or it's less visible. Alright, we've got a gun. I'm getting away from here as fast as possible just because this is an area that doesn't have a lot of cover if you get caught by one or two players. Like, if you get pushed by one player at a time, quite easy to escape and sort of deal with it. If you get hit by two players at a time, the other one will be able to zero in on your location very easily. So we're going to move from here. I'm going to head towards Lowtown. I'm going to try and take the high ground of Lowtown. There's a counter UAV, so I know there's people there at least. I've also just heard something that sounded like a shotgun in front of me, so we look at the back. Ghost vest, pretty important. We'll take that. Cool. Nice, easy, out of the way.
Got a loadout drop inbound.
That loadout drop in front of me is gonna be hot, fairly hot, I would imagine. I've seen at least 2 drops, but it's worth remembering that if it's dropped in this location, it's because that other player is vaguely nearby. Gonna get some extra util here just to be more prepared. Solos, so I can drop some plates. I don't need to have 15 plates in solos. Now, the mistake here would be to go directly towards the loadout because this is a fishbowl. So if I get caught on the low ground here, I'm dead, even if I've got smokes. People fighting out on the left there, so I'm probably going to play down towards there. As I play down towards the left here, I'm going to watch my right because, again, there could still be somebody beelining towards this loadout drop, which would be a more pressing threat than what's 100 odd meters away from me. Also the train. Could be people on train. Yeah, somebody is on my right there, so that probably is the guy who's looking to get his loadout. Loadouts have just been like thrown around in the air. Okay, he's right there. Seen that. He's got a sniper, so the obvious thing to do would be to re-peek him from this window. He's going to be expecting that, so I'm actually just going to back off here. I'm not going to win that fight. I'm being looked at pretty heavily. Like, I don't know how decent a shot he is, but it's always just worth presuming he's going to hit the shot. Like, this is kind of a zero-sum scenario where I don't stand to gain anything from challenging that. Now, I don't think he'd necessarily push over the hill for a single kill. I've gone over the top of him and he's just fired on someone else because I've seen it on the... I've seen it on the compass. So there is a chance that I can get rid of him now because I can kind of play through the back of him. Just seen him jump down off that roof over there. This is a bit of an awkward one because I've lost the initiative here. By the time I push across here, he will be full playered again. Oh, I would have assumed that the nade hit him. I'm surprised it didn't. My gun occluded him. That's annoying. Oh well. I am astonished that that nade didn't give me a hit marker, if I'm being perfectly frank. This is the gulag where you have cover on either the right or the left, but one of them is higher than the other. So if the one on the right is higher than his, I win this fight. Jeez. I think the nade went through the window down the stairs. That would be very unfortunate, wouldn't it? Wouldn't surprise me. Okay, they're now fighting on the building where I died. I don't know what happened to my loadout drop. I might be able to see my loadie on the train track. My loadie got ran over by the train, and I think it might have despawned. So I'm just gonna...
Gas is closing in.
Alright. There is a chance that my loot is safe here, and if it is, I'm just going to go for it. Gulag entry token, that's pretty huge. Bit disappointed that my SMG isn't here, but you know what? I'll live with having a primary, and I will take a... I will honestly keep the Chimera, maybe. Actually, no, I'll go Basby. The guy who did this is somewhere further down in the town, so he's probably got my gun. I am doing what you would probably call red dot chasing here, but... I'm not necessarily in a bad spot, but I am going to need to rotate east eventually here. Alright. Now I'm in a bad spot because not only do I have... Well, that's convenient. Not only do I have that guy on the hill, there was also another guy somewhere to my other side that was also looking at me, so I'm getting double pinched there. We're definitely playing away from that. I'd like to find a lethal grenade. Somebody's just smoked towards that zip. I need to get off of this hill as fast as humanly possible. I need to rotate away from this because this open area right now is going to be death. Like, it's a guaranteed death for anybody who's in this area. I'm going to take an extra smoke. I'm going to pop this counter UAV and I'm just going to move. I probably will get shot at here. I'm expecting it. But I'm just going to play deep here. The longer you play edge in this scenario, you've got maybe 30 alive. There's going to be at least 5 to 10 out this direction. I'm playing deep towards the double-story buildings on that main building compound. It's worth me getting some shots on this kid just so he knows that he isn't indestructible. And just in case if I run into somebody in front of me, I don't get double pinched. Just giving myself a window here to operate with a bit more time. That's what I'm going for. That's why we've made that chow. I'm going to play for this nade. Go play for the play box. And then we keep moving. I'm going to assume that there is somebody in this building. It would be silly not to assume that there's somebody in this building.
Heads up, an enemy squad marked you as a bounty target.
I am going to play this. But not in the way you would expect. I'm going to play the lower balcony building here in the stairwell. I am playing this because this is more defendable. Far more defendable than this position. This position's less defendable because you've got a wall jump up, a balcony jump up, a shack jump up over here, and a jump across from here. There are 4 separate jump ups. It's impossible to defend. This is a 2-peak defendability, and I've got doors on the left if somebody slams open, so I know if somebody chows from there. The only position I don't have is if somebody chows from the stairwell.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
There's a difficult scenario in front of me. The difficult scenario in front of me is that this guy's just cluster mined the stairwell and he's above me, right? If I rotate out onto the balcony, he could potentially shoot down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check to see if the balcony has a hood that would cover me from above. It doesn't, but it does have a ladder flank. And I think I'm going to play it.
Got gas moving in.
Right. I know that this is now safe-ish. Because I know it's safe-ish, I'm going to go back to what I was playing before, which is a more confined location. There are 15 people still alive. Making myself obvious on the roof is a bad play here. Making it clear that I'm on the rooftop means everybody is going to know I'm here and they're all going to focus on me. So that is not a good play. Again, we're back in this large building where I don't have enough audible range on the whole building to tell if there are people here. So you have to assume that there are going to be at least 2 to 3 people in each of these buildings. There probably isn't, but you have to make that assumption, because if you don't, it will get you killed. Oliver, thank you for the resub on Twitch, bro. I appreciate you. Somebody's just slid close to my right.
It's down to 10. Win this thing.
Audible range is about 30 meters, all right? Maybe a little bit more for explosions and shots, but about 30 meters on footsteps. So I don't have enough audible range here. There could be somebody on the roof by now. There could be somebody in the room to the right of me. There could be people below. There is somebody below me. He's just made noise. There's somebody in the stairwell.
Gas is moving in. Safe zone located.
He's got a riot shield. I looked immediately to the stairwell to double check riot shield. Now is a good time to take the roof. It's late enough that people aren't expecting me to be here. I'm getting this down immediately because of the riot shield player. Watching stairwell for riot shield, watching stairwell for riot shield. Reclaim position. There is a sniper ahead of me, but reclaim position. Sniper is going to pay most of his attention to me. That's fine. We're going to take the decoy here, and we're actually going to use it.
Gas is inbound, marking a new safe zone.
Okay, sniper is probably exterior wall. People could still be here to my left. One is, another one's just gone deep on the garage. I need to play the cross to this long building in front of me. That guy's got high ground. He's played that really well, really early. Six alive. I think you play patient here.
Gas is moving. 4 remaining.
Somebody in the building to the left of me. I'm putting my gassy on. You play patient here. This is a very open circle. You need to let people see each other out. There's 100% a guy to my immediate left. He has to move before I do. Somebody's just PA'd. Up on the hill. I'm not going to shoot these guys on the back here. Because if I do, this guy on the left probably thinks he has an advantage. They've just killed each other on the far side. And that's Jeej. That's Jeej. That's how you do it. That's how you win a solos game. You have to think about 107 different things.